Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to my clutter. It's not clutter, it's clutter. But in my Midwestern accent, it's clutter. Clutter. Oh my goodness, I am ready. Today is the last day. I'm ready for a couple reasons. First of all, I've been doing this big chunky yarn that's for the sweater spin. I'm tired of that. I want to spin this. I want to finish this spin. I have to get a battery. I want to finish this spin. I'm so happy with this. Which, by the way, is all the little samples that came in the fat fiber bag that I bought in January. And I've been loving it. But I did not want to count that for the Tour de Fleece for obvious reasons. All those little itty bitty samples are not even an eighth of you know what I'm saying. They're not even an eighth of an ounce. And so I put it aside. So that's going to be my treat when I spin again. I think Tuesday I will talk cross stitching though, because I have some fun things to show you that I got at auction. I got a box at an auction again, and I'm so excited. I love doing that. I just love doing that. Plus, this was one lady's collection of whatever she had, what she was working on, some things she had finished and not framed. I mean, it just is part of my heart, right, to have the custody of this now, right, that she can't. So I'm going to do that on Tuesday and then probably work on my little tiny Christmas cross stitch that I've been working on, because that'll give us a break from all the spinning we've been doing. And then on Thursday, I will try and do the spinning for what I just showed you. But in the meantime, today is the last day, and I have 2 more bobbins to ply. They're down here on the floor. I won't pick them up and show you. They are the walnut dyed Rambouillet that I have been doing so much of. I think I had 21 bats total to spin. I have 4 left, and I'm just not going to even try to include that. I'm considering that my stash in case there's not enough yarn for the sweater, and then I'll spin it, right? So anyway, I have 2 more bobbins of that to ply today. It's not bulky by wraps per inch. It's 10 or 11 mostly, which it's very poofy. And especially this last one I've been working on, which is a Rambouillet, and that's a merino. None of these have been washed, and I need to report them in the Team Twitch Discord by midnight tonight. Actually, it's 1 o'clock my time because it's Central Time, based on the moderators of Team Twitch. But anyway, I'm going to start working on that as soon as I finish streaming, or maybe even part of the stream, and total up yardage. and I think it's going to be a lot. And then all of this that I did for Tour de Fleece is going to be part of Stash Dash too. So I have spun a lot, and I would like to show it all on stream. And I think that's what's going to happen. I may not do the actual weighing or measuring, but I definitely show it all later on in the stream. I don't think I have anything else to tell you. Let me go to all right. I have a confession. I made a boo-boo. And the first single of what I am plying right now, the first bobbin that I did, I had been plying previously, and I forgot to flip my switch. So I ended up spinning it S. Fortunately, I figured it out. And I say fortunately because I didn't then forget and didn't think about it and end up trying to ply it with something that I had spun the regular way, Z. It would have been a disaster. So I figured it out and purposely spun yesterday a second bobbin of 3 bats, also S. And I'm plying them together, of course, Z. It's real easy to do on this because the 2 directions are just a flip of the switch. And it's real easy to do. It's pretty hard to do that right when you're treadling a spinning wheel, but it's pretty easy to do with this one. Now, the other electric that I have, that little tiny Nano, fortunately, it has an actual switch that switches like this, but I never ply on the Nano, right? I spin up the bobbins and then I ply it on the Roberta because it's just so wonderful to ply on an electric. I was trying to ply today on the Ara because it has the big bobbins, and I didn't want to make 2 bobbins to this for these big skeins, which would happen if I did use the Roberta bobbins. Well, the Ara is not fixed. It's just, it fought me. It would not treadle easily. I couldn't get any of the anything I did to make it treadle easy, and eventually it broke again. The part broke out again. So, yep, I have to get a hold of Magicraft. I just was hoping maybe what hubby did had fixed it, but it didn't, unfortunately. I think he's pretty upset too. I think he blames me. He says, you treadled too hard. Well, I treadled too hard because it wouldn't treadle. So, and he knew it wasn't exactly back to normal. We were just hoping it was good enough. So I'm real sad about that. These bobbins are so full. There's 3 bats on each bobbin, and they are full enough that I make a real chunky bobbin of 2-ply, and then not quite as full bobbin of 2-ply. So I entered 2 categories of the Twitch team. One was spin every day, which I was able to do. I spun one of the rest days and didn't spin the other rest day. The second thing I'm doing is the sweater spin, which is enough yardage or spinning enough ounces of fiber, a certain amount, to qualify for the category. So I have pretty sure. I really don't know if I'll spin the yardage or not, but I know I have the. I would think very much I have the ounces. It's. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. I may not have done enough to qualify. I did a lot of other skeins, but I wouldn't. They're not really technically part of what I put together with the big chunky yarn that I made for a sweater. I have not knit up the one I did last year for the sweater spin, which was a CVM. It's the same color too. It's a gray. I absolutely could make enough. I have enough for no matter how big of a sweater I want to make if I put that CVM with it. What I might do is find patterns where I, if I have enough yardage and the swatch works out right, make a sweater and a vest. But this Rambouillet was home processed. I bought the fleece, washed it, picked it apart, drum carded it, and I have used the sheep's name was Bullwinkle. I have spun other skeins out of it also, right? I just took what was left in a bag that I picked open and made my 21 bats with that. It was a big fleece. It takes me years to finish a fleece sometimes, and I'm trying to think, really, this is probably the most recent one that I actually got the whole fleece done within, let's see, I would have bought it in 19. So unfortunately, that's 3 years. That's actually quick for me. That's actually pretty quick. I hope everybody is doing okay and staying out of the heat or doing immense hydration, self-care if you have to be in it. This is no joke. We are, and this is worldwide too. This is not just the United States, I guess. Hi, Kay. I guess Britain never has had weather in the 40 degrees centigrade. We will officially hit 100 today, supposedly. We may not. Out here we are not in the city, and of course, the weather report that we're getting is from an urban environment, which is always pretty much 6 to 8 degrees warmer than we are. So we may not hit it. But the hard part is the fact that the humidity is up to like 80% or something like that. I mean, that makes the heat index go up to about 106 or 7. I am drinking iced coffee. I have discovered I like iced coffee better than I like iced tea. I have a wonderful stash of tea. It's been things that have been given to me a number of times as gifts. It's been in exchanges, and I'm guilty of not drinking tea every day. right? I have to be in the mood for it. And in the mood in the summer, it just doesn't happen. But I went through it. I went all through it. And um, I at least separated out decaf and caffeinated, which is important for me because after a certain point in the day, I do drink caffeine, but after a certain point in the day, I don't. And so I tend to drink tea later in the day, or especially when some in the evening, maybe, and I want it decaf. So I now have that organized that I can be a little quicker to grab one if I want a cup of tea at night. But to make tea and then turn around and ice it is just not my thing. But I like iced coffee. I've gotten to the point where I make a half a pot and stick the coffee in the refrigerator so it's already chilled. Go figure, huh? Well, my t-shirt does say my blood type is coffee. You can't see it. You could see it if I went to the full face. Um, I worked in the hospital, in the laboratory. I was a blood banker for years. That was my specialty. I loved it. And it was, all about giving people their right type blood and that sort of thing, and different products besides the red cells. But I'm a blood banker, and I'm all about the blood part of the laboratory and that Red Cross thing. And so I got this T-shirt because I just loved it. My blood type is coffee. Unfortunately, I could never wear it to work. They wouldn't allow T-shirts. Had to wear scrub tops. You have some pretty cute scrub tops too, but I'm glad that I can wear my T-shirts now. Kay, what are you up to today? You have the day off? Are you working? Your yarn has been amazing for the tour. I mean, your turtles. Your I, I just I just don't spin on a drop spindle, and I'm just always in awe of people that do. I'm stopping and starting because there is so many little neps in this Rambouillet. That's what happens with the finer fiber, and I just keep picking at it, pulling it out. You're off today, finishing up the last of your white, hopefully. Oh, that's good. Yeah, this is my last two bobbins to ply. I brought my iPad in with me, which is why I take pictures on to post, so that hopefully I can post everything. I think I started out and posted a couple skeins at the very beginning. It's really grown on you. That's what I should do is try to um, get it to grow on me. I have taken it when we traveled, but then I got the Nano and that spoiled it. Now I take the Nano. um, so I think I posted a couple skeins at the very beginning, but I have so many skeins that I need to take pictures of, and I want to post them on Discord, probably in my group. Under the TDF thread. Be good record keeping. And then I need to total up because I'm doing stash dash too. I was watching JK Knits for You before I got on streaming, and she's doing a third leg through the month of August where you knit something with your hand spun. I am currently knitting something with hand spun, but I don't know whether her rules for it. I think you have to cast it on and knit it during August. And I have 2 works in progress for knitting. That are my hand spun. One I put aside a long time ago, and it's a shawl. I really should get that out and finish it. The other one is a silk cashmere blend, and I'm doing a scarf for my sister-in-law, and it's going real good. It's going to get done pretty quick here. I don't know. I picked one pattern for this, but I have to swatch. Let me see if I can bring that up. Hi, Fairwin. How are you, Faye? Oh, and this is a raid. Oh, JK, hello. Welcome. Raid. You guys got here quick. It took me a while to get everything set up. I've only been on 22 minutes. I am doing good. Good to see you all. Thank you for coming by with the raid. I appreciate that. Hi, JK. Thank you. I appreciate the raid. I think a lot of people are still in the ads. So I just been talking about the fact I have 2 more bobbins of this Rambouillet that is chunky. It's about 10 wraps per inch. It's not technically bulky, but it's definitely a little thicker than Aran weight. But I'm still going to try and find a sweater. This is part of the sweater spin. And I have I had it figured up. I think I had 60 ounces of fiber in various colors from various breeds even. That's part of this sweater spin. But I'm going to weigh the skeins. That was, weighing out the bats and estimating it. That's good. You give that kiddo a good hug. And I do appreciate you stopping by. It's always good to see you, and I'll see you whenever you're able to be back on and I can catch you, or you vice versa. You have a good one. Yards by weight. No. I did yards with my 2-yard nitty noddy. And like you said, this is unwashed. I'm not gonna mess with trying to get it washed and then measured by midnight or 1 o'clock my time. But I am going to weigh the skein. I don't know. Ounces or grams? Which I forget which you all put on there. I have a scale that can do either one. I'm going to weigh the skein and report that, but I'm going to also report the yards. Yeah, right. It's we went down to the wire. Everybody went down to the wire with their last skeins. You you weigh. Oh, you weigh by both grams and ounces? Oh well. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to report this for Stash Dash, and I have to convert my yards to meters for Stash Dash. They're doing meters. Excuse me. It's sort of like throw all the numbers out there and let them pick what they want. Grams, meters. I'm so old school. My brain don't think in that. Yeah, you just do them all. Well, yeah. Well, it's math. I liked math, but I couldn't begin to do any kind of even high school math anymore. I am very, very, very pleased with everything that I got done this tour. I spun every day, and I really got a lot done. It helped that it got so hot. We just stopped. We didn't even hubby hasn't been mowing. I mean, we just haven't been doing anything outside because it got so hot. So that helped some too. Cat in the bed for the lurk. That's cute. So I'm going to fill this bobbin up as full as I can. Oh, I got my first tomatoes today. Um, I don't garden. Um, my neighbor brings them to me. He just loves to share. Yep, they just can't you just can't beat an outside sun ripened tomato, I'll tell you. I've been eating yellow squash that he brought. Poor hubby, the only thing he likes are green beans. We never get green beans. He'll eat corn on the cob too. He likes that too. We do get that from our neighbor. The sun just burns the flowers off. My goodness. I have more trouble with bugs when I do garden. Or it'll do one or the other. It'll be a drought like it is this year, or it'll just rain and rain and rain and rain. Right? The weather is so sporadic. But when spring came around, I was still, I, I was still not really ready with my knee to be working, kneeling and stuff like that. So I feel much better than I did this spring. And I might try some fall um, greens. I might try some fall greens. I love kale. I can't find it anywhere to buy fresh. The store, my grocery store used to carry it, and it doesn't anymore. Never have seen it. I like spinach, but it's hard to grow. Leaf lettuce grows pretty good for me. Okay. Somewhere in here during this month, I've had my 2-year anniversary. I have never looked it up to see when I first, but I know it was during Tour de Fleece, right? Or maybe it was shortly after that. I just remember watching. We had Raid Train, and I was in it, and I did it like, I don't know, 6 o'clock in the morning or something like that. Was that last year or was that 2 years ago? I can't remember. Veggie, remember? I need a little more pull in now. It's getting heavy. Bobbin's getting heavy. It was 2 years ago? Okay. Hi, Mass Bandit. Welcome. How are you today? Didn't like that. Oh, I see what's going on. There we go. All right. One more hook and then I'll start another bobbin here. Oh, I'm glad you're doing good. I am doing good too. I am finishing up 3 weeks of a big push of spinning called Tour de Fleece to go along with the bicycle race, Tour de France. Today's the last day. And I am applying my last 2 bobbins. So I'm almost done. I had one spinning wheel that wasn't working well that I got working really good during the tour, and I had one spinning wheel that was working good that is now not working. They traded places. And this one works no matter what. It is just like, this one always works. I shouldn't say that. Jinx 123, I don't want that to happen. Don't want that to happen. All right. That's enough from this bobbin. Where's my scissors? Here they are. A lot of yarn in there. Okay. There we go. Oh, I got sidetracked. I was going to look for that pattern that I said I might do this with. Let me see here. What did I put it under? Favorites. I wonder if I tagged it with... Nope. I didn't tag it. Wait a minute. Oh, I'm going to start a new knit along. That's one of the reasons okay. That's the reason I'm not going to start the sweater, because I want to do this knit along, and I'll send you the link. Hey, I want you to take a look at this and tell me if you've knit anything by this lady. Tiziana, I think. Samura is her name. Oh, really? Channel Analytics, click all the way left till you see the last vertical line. Hovering over it will show the date of that stream. Oh, cool. Okay, thank you, Veggie. There we go. It's a scarf. And I'm gonna use, I don't think I can use hand spun. I think I'm gonna use a commercial lace. Wait, I have a red that I want to use. I it was a cone of lace yarn, and I knit my mom a beautiful red scarf. And do you know, I never found that. I don't know. I don't know. Of course, after she passed away, I went through everything in her clothes and everything, and I never found it. So she may have passed it on, um, not liking it, but it was a commercial yarn. It wasn't, I mean, it was soft. It was like a lace merino or something. But she had this thing like, it's Florida. The scarves are winter. She doesn't think of it as a something like that. But isn't that pretty? I love it. And so, yeah, no sweater knitting in August. I'm going to do that. And she's not, okay, the pattern's already released. This is not a mystery knit along, right? This is just go pick one of my patterns and we'll all talk about and show off as we knit. I mean, she's smart. She's driving up sales a little bit, but I had her. I was following her in her Ravelry forum, you know, and I saw where she was saying knit along, and then so I went and looked. I just had followed her as somebody that I really liked the shawl designs, but I can't get a shawl done in 1 month, so I picked a scarf. That I bought the 3-pack. There was 2 other patterns that go with that, so I went ahead and bought all 3. I have some beautiful cashmere that I've spun that would work really well, but I don't have enough. I have more cashmere, but now is not the time to be spinning to start knitting. In a week? I don't know. Maybe I could. I love knitting lace. I love knitting lace. I had one fiber that I spun half a bobbin on the Ara, and it was, going to be part of this. I was going to make a skein of yarn for this Tour de Fleece, but I was just having so much trouble with the Ara, and it's a Angora. It's 100% Angora with um, sparkles in it, Angelina in it. It's beautiful. It's called Winter. And I was disappointed I could not get that to spin as thin as I really was hoping. I was hoping more for a lace weight, and I was getting sock weight if I 2-ply it. So I stopped spinning it. I'm not going to report any of that except for the fact that it was one of my projects for spin every day. But I'm not going to use that in the Tour de Fleece. It's just that I have a pound of that fiber. I could really make something pretty, like a pretty shawl or something with it. That's what I really want to do. I got to find a way to spin it thinner. No, JK, if you click that link, I need to make that scarf, and it's a knit along in August, and I just don't think I have the time to do anything. That pattern doesn't, I don't have any hand spun that pattern would work real well with. I don't tend to spin lace weight. I can spin pretty thin on the nano, but when I spin thin, I don't get a lot of yardage. Yeah. And part of the problem is, okay, so if I plan on it, I can buy a processed fiber and spin it thin and, two ply it to get my almost lace ways. It just a little, I can knit lace with it and lace will show, right? But if I home process a fleece, I never get thinner than DK or like, you know, I'm getting anywhere from 10 to 13 wraps per inch instead of up in the close to 20 for like the real thin that I would like for that scarf. And it's because of the home processing. You just can't process, as much as I love doing it, you just can't process a fleece at home as well as they can commercially. So I have to make, when I use my hand spun, I have to make projects or items that work with that thicker yarn. Now I only had 4 ounces of it, and I spun a cashmere silk on this Roberta, and I am knitting a lace scarf with it, but it's not even. It's a more open pattern. It has mesh like, I don't know. It's a more open pattern. So the little bit thicker yarn worked. But I would love to have a sweater, handmade, very bulky or very thick, warm sweater knit by this winter. It's definitely on my list to do real soon now. I have one Aran knit wool sweater, and it's was a lot of work. It's white. It's got a lot of cables. Very pretty. It's wool. I do wear it over something, but because it is that white color, it's not what I want to wear around the house for housework and even just sitting around doing knitting whatever at home. I want I want this brown so that nothing shows on it, right? uh, I need a housewife sweater. I think that's what I'll call it, my housewife sweater. Oh, that makes me think of British comedy. They always have a sweater on. Oh, my bobbins aren't coming out even at all. I think I'm going to have to make a ply ball with the ball winder. Oh, it looks like there's going to be too much to go around my fingers. When you make a hand, when you make a bat on a big drum carder like mine, it can go from, you know, 3/4 of an ounce to it. 1 1/4 is pretty much. Yeah, I usually don't get that much, but definitely a quarter. I'm definitely an ounce, and you know. So I say I spin 3 bats. Well, they're not the same weight. I just take the bats and spin them. Ooh, that's like totally unspun fuzzy. Why is that? I'm still, oh boy, that's really in there. Still picking stuff out of this. You know, I said I'd never buy Rambo again. This was a Rambo. This was Bullwinkle. And do you know I bought a Rambo again this spring when I went to the fiber fair. It's so beautiful. It is so beautiful. Big long locks. It's white. Told my hubby, he's like, why do you keep buying them? It's crack. It's like addiction. All right. Yeah, I like it. The fleeces are always gorgeous. You know, but I also like a lot of other fleece too. I mean, I love Shetland. I love um, no, Border Leicester. I love Border Leicester. Um, so there's a lot of fleeces I like. Good evening, Guzzy Sue. Welcome. All right, I have a lot left on this. Well, one complete covered pass here. And so I'm just gonna wind it. See if I can do this without and leave my end out. I know. That's off camera. Sorry. Aw. Well, you can make your own. Yeah, I checked that out too. My first Tour de Fleece was 2003. Oh, as Faye fades away. Go charge your phone. Oh, this is the tricky part. All right. Get the inside. Get it on my finger before it collapses. I know. I want this on a couple fingers, please. There we go. There we go. Inside and outside. I already have a swatch skein. Usually this is what I use for swatch skeins, but I already have one because I already did this with 2 other bobbins. But I don't try and spin these like connected. I always tie them. That way when I'm knitting along and I see that, then I know, oh, I'm going to come to an end. I got to work it so that that end is somewhere obscured. Okay. There we go. You got it on the charger now. That's what I do with my iPad. You know, plug it in and keep playing or whatever. Oh, now that you think, I see what you said, Veggie. I missed that. That was 3 years ago, wasn't it? Yeah, that's what I thought. So this is my 3-year anniversary. I can't believe it. It doesn't seem like that long ago. Math and time are hard. Because he sees, I know I was spinning and knitting, but not as much as usual as I was involved in a local festival. I think my first Tour de Fleece was maybe 2010. Faye says her first Tour de Fleece was last year, 2021. Remember being confused at the time on what it was. Yes, I can imagine. You know, it's got its own language. You know, we're like talking, spinning all this stuff, and yeah, I can imagine. I have my book right here. I'm gonna, as soon as I get this off my fingers, because I need a break, a little quick break here. I am, before I start this task of, I want to show off all the yarn, so stick around. I'm going to show off all the yarn, not all at once. And I'm not going to take time to photograph everything right now, but I might take the time to pretty up a few skeins. Get them. I just have them all laying. They're just all stretched out all over the bed here, chilling. They're not really good for storing right now. There we go. So the first thing I want to do, I have to count these. I have to skein this off too. That's the next thing I have to do. So that I have the skeins. Okay. Let me take a look at my book though. See if it's in here. Oh, well, no, it's not. Because what happened was I didn't start archiving right away. This is when I started archiving. First stream, July 23rd, 2020. I wrote it down. Aren't I smart? And knitting and spinning. Languages within language. July 23rd, 2020. How about that? We weren't allowed to be together yet, right? It was still masks and quarantines and all that 2020 stuff. All right, I'm going to count. So you're going to hear me talking to myself here. Normally I'd leave this on the bobbin for a day, pushing the envelope here on a lot of things. Two, three, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 80, 81, 82, 83 reps, 166 yards. Oh, and you didn't know there were spinners on Twitch. Yeah. Okay. Oh, let's see what the problem is. It's over here. Ruh-roh. Yeah. I have one. That should be the beginning one. There we go. Okay. When I'm working with my 2-yard, I love it when the ends end up on the same arm of the 2-arm and not halfway. Hate that. Oh, that's my... I have a lot of joins in this. Oh, you can't see. Let me go back. Sorry. There's a lot of... Come on, camera. There we go. There's a lot of things like this, where there's joins in this. Gussie Sue says, I think you only found out about Twitch in 2020 as a friend was on it then and she also spinned. Me too. I didn't know about Twitch until Tour de Fleece or maybe a little bit before that. I remember when I was first watching, you know, it's just like, I can't believe it. You can find just about anything, and it's gotten even more so, it seems like. But a lot of the ones I used to watch, like last year, really enjoyed watching, have stopped. Possibly because they've gone back to work or whatever. And I went totally at it backwards. I mean, different than most people because the Twitch was a gaming platform and they made the makers and crafters, right? And that's all I had looked at for a long, long time. I didn't even look at the gaming part of it. Yeah, or had kiddo stuff. Yeah. You learned about crafters on Twitch this year from Sock Madness. Oh, okay. Sylvan Knits posted her link. I did post a couple times in Sock Madness, but I only did it if I was going to be knitting. I didn't post this, when I was spinning. Let me write my label here. Put on. I had to buy more of these. These are Tyvek bands. They're all different colors. And I was down to this many. They come in a great big pack of 500. So I couldn't believe I had used that many already. Neither could hubby. He says, there's got to be more somewhere around this house. I said, I can't find them. I don't think there are. So I bought more. Okay, so this is Rambouillet. Black walnut dyed. Light. This was the lightest of the dyed black walnut. This is skein 2. And $166 yards. And I'm finally, this is the first year. All these years I've been using these. This is the first year I'm putting the actual year on it. This is, 2022. I think I didn't want to confess or admit to how long I have some of the hand spun yarn. But I figured it's probably a wise idea. Okay. I'm going to put the spinning wheel, the Roberta, up out of the way. You used to watch Twitch solely for gamers. Yeah, I know. I didn't even realize that's what it was for. At first. All right. When I store my yarn, you color code your skeins until they're washed, then label with the breed, etc. on a band. Yeah, the Tribec are washable. That ink will not wash off. It is really cool. And the skein in this camera, they almost look green. Maybe it's hitting off the pink. No, they look pretty brown there. When I store my, I always keep the label, how much I made out of it, 16 bats. Oh, only 16 bats. Excuse me. Sorry, I must have been thinking of something else. Must have 21 of the ewe lamb and a little sample of the fiber. Part of that is because the state fair requires it. If I put it in the state fair, I am not going to be putting this in the state fair, but I have kept a box of these. It's been very interesting record keeping as far as what I've been spinning, what was home processed and what wasn't, that kind of thing. Okay, first thing I want to take a picture of is all my empty bats. We have come full circle. Had to show my bats. I said bats, didn't I? My empty bobbins. At least I heard myself. Caught it. Let's see if I can get them to stay put. I might have to block it with something. I'm not sure what. You're pretty hopeless at records, but now keep a note of where you got the fleece from and whether I would buy from them again. Um, that's really good, really, really good to do. I will do a shameless promo. I have a thing called the Spinner's Journal that I created. And Violet Sand, thank you for the follow. You came along with JK, I think. Looks like, what did happen to my camera? I knocked it. I'm making you guys seasick. I'm sorry. Looks like this. And inside, looks like this. Let me see if I can get this to, boy. Okay. It's not dated. You put your date in. It's totally open-ended. It's for projects. And it's got 20 project pages. It'll work for knitting. It'll work for anything. But I use this to keep record of my fleece processing. So a project will be my Rambouillet Bullwinkle. In fact, this is a new one, but the one I have started up there has Bullwinkle in there, the one I just finished. So now I have to go and put in that I did the 16 bats and finished up the fleece, right? And that one will be done. But it's called the Spinner's Journal, and it's available on lulu.com. But you can also get it on my Twitch page. You know, if you go to Twitch and you go to Yarn Spinner's Tales, there's a little link that'll send you right to it, where you buy it. It's published on demand, so when you buy it, they'll print you up 1 or 2 or 3, whatever you buy. How many empty bobbins do we want? There's my Ashford. I spun on that. Spun on the Roberta. I spun on... Did I spin anything on the... Let me think. I did not spin anything that's in this on the Ara because it was always down. So I will not put the Ara bobbins in there. These are my empty bobbins. Perfect. I'll post that in Discord later. Or, I mean, Team Twitch. I'll post that in Team Twitch later. I didn't spin on the Nano either. I spun on it before the tour, but I don't have anything in the Tour de Fleece from it. Okay. I'm going to start with these. I think I spun all of these on the... I think I spun all these on the Roberta. When you have a chance, could you show the inside of your journal again? Sure. Let me go to the other camera. Yeah, I know. I cannot trust my memory at all. I have to, but I don't write directly into the journal. I have a notebook. I have a year notebook, and it's just page after page after page, kind of a jot of what I did each day, anything I'm doing, special projects. It's everything related that I did to spinning, and unfortunately I do keep that too. This is for people who aren't quite as thorough and note taking, right? It's a more abbreviated version. Um, it's has your I'm backwards project information here. So like it's a Ramblay fleece or whatever, and then here you would put, okay, on this date I washed it, or I picked it apart, or I skirted it, or I bought it. Well, you'd put I bought it up here. Then the next step would be maybe you dyed it, right? Or maybe you did both steps together, but it's the same date, but you would document one was a wash and one, and then it went in the dye pot. And then here, right, whatever processing you do. Um, I combed it, I carded it, I got this much out of it. And if you want, you can record the weight at the start and finish of each one. It's really because I was so fleece oriented. I pretty much set it up for people who tend to start with fleeces so they could document each step. But I found another way that I like to use it. Um, Tour de Fleeces. I will make a project for this year's Tour de Fleece, and I will call it. See, this project number is empty, so I can have maybe 5 pages for project number 4, which is Tour de Fleece 22. And if I have a 4 up here, it's going to be that. I might go on and write something else that doesn't necessarily end up in order. It might drive some people crazy if you are very linear and you want everything down. That might be a problem. I'm not that way. I'm more of a daily, this is, that kind of linear, right? And so I set it up so that this project number is 1 through 20. And anything that has the same project number is the same project, no matter where it is in the book. Does that make sense? Maybe, maybe not. But it's called a spinner's journal. And as you got little smiley faces either here or on the next page down at the bottom. And if you don't, you have your, what you think of the project based on the emoticon. And then every once in a while, you have an original written poem. Not, oh, shoot, I'm going to blank out on it, where it's a certain, it's 3 lines. I'll read you one. I can't think what it's called. I can't think what it's called right now. It'll come to me. It amazes me that fibers from a flower can make a t-shirt. Haiku. Thank you, Veggie. Veggie is my brain. It has haiku, original haiku in there. So I had a great time making it. I made it quite a few years ago, and every once in a while I pitch it, but I mean, I put an ad on Ravelry or something like that, but I haven't been pushing really hard about selling it, but I like it. I still like it. After all these years, I still like the design of it. Let's look at some yarn. Let's look at some hand spun. Yes, I do. Crafty Mom, I do ship outside of the United States. It's lightweight. I hope it gets there. That's the only thing I don't trust out of country shipping as much. Canada, yes, but I will ship. I will ship anywhere. And what happens is you don't have to contact me. You go to lulu.com and you go to the page that you when you click that link, it'll take you directly to the page. You buy it right there, and that's how I know. You know, they ship it to you. Actually, they ship it to you. I don't ship it to you. I didn't think about that. They ship it to you. It's like you're buying it from a bookstore. That's why I don't have to. That's why I haven't thought much about shipping. Yeah, they ship it to you. They'll charge shipping though, so I don't know what they charge. Um, Maybe we need to investigate whether they actually ship out of the country or not. Okay. So these were all from, if you think about last November, Snoring Cat did a fiber exchange. And I had 3 people that I sent fiber to. And we were supposed to send 8 ounces. And it looks like this isn't all in the camera. I don't have my green in there. There we go. I'll show each of these individually. Hang on. Close your eyes. The table's not big enough. And these were from Birding Mom that I got. I did the other 2 people that sent me early in the right after December, no, January, somewhere in there. So, and I did them on stream, but for some reason I never got around to doing the 3rd one. So this was all fiber in 1 ounce or more samples or sizes that I did during the Tour de Fleece. And we have a really pretty emerald green. Got 39 yards. These are Ashford Merinos. They're nice. I love this color. I mean, how rich is that? And I have 71 yards. These are 2-ply. This is a 2-ply that I took this fiber. This is Malabrigo Noob. It's really pretty. Got some thick and thin because again it's merino, but love the colors. They're really different. This one here, I took 2 Malabrigos and put them together. A light and a purple. So that's what I got with that. I love the colors on these. This one is chain plied. This is the only one that I chain plied. And I only have 45 yards, unfortunately. None of these have been washed. That's why they're not relaxed yet. They're all of this. I haven't washed anything that I did for the tour. And I can't find my fiber for this. I don't know what happened to it. I have it written down as a Manos because I had 2 Ashford, 2 Manos. Those are the 2 Manos and 3 Malabrigo. So I don't know what happened to the fiber sample. I thought it might show up as I'm working, digging, putting things away and everything. So these are basically mini skeins, right? Under 60 yards. And that's what I'll have to do to put together with that. The projects that I make and use these with are going to be basically made for mini skeins. And kind of got into that with the exchange because that's what they wanted it for, right? They wanted to make mini skeins. So they set up the exchange to have little bits of fiber. So I'm going to wrap these up now because I think I am going to take their pictures, you know, a little more wrapped up like that. And I'll take the pictures off stream. I really like this. Plus it feels amazing. It really feels amazing. This one there was so much because each ounce I didn't have to apply the ounce with itself. I applied them together, so I ended up with more yardage. I have 116 yards. And I could have done that with the other skeins, but you know, I was like not liking the color combinations except for this one. And I had a little bit of the purple left, so I just hooked it on there. When I plied it out, I had just a tad of that purple left. That didn't work. Come on. Doesn't want to tuck. It didn't want to tuck at all. There we go. This chain ply is kinky. It's really kinky. It's not springy, but the Manos is so soft. It's called extra fine merino. I love that color. I don't know if I can find something to do with 45 yards that's all by itself. I could probably put it with that. That's a bit wild, but kinky yarn. Is that what you're laughing at? I think that's what you're laughing at. Oops, this goes with this. Same with this. This is also a Manos, and it's 2-plied, but definitely needs a nice relaxing bath. Okay. I have a box full of little skeins. Even those were mini. These are micro minis. Well, these are micro minis. Okay. I have 2 skeins of this. I love the green. This is recycled silk. And you know what? I think I spun this on the Nano. Now I think about it. I did. I spun this on the Nano. Two-ply, 100% silk, 75 and I think 58 yards. So that's nice. Feels pretty good. This was really, really interesting. This is Shetland, both of these. Okay, same fleece. It was a white Shetland fleece. And I put it in this dye pat, which is a really nice deep green. And then it wasn't exhausted, so I said, "Oh, I need some more." So this was all before. It wasn't yarn. It was clean fiber from the fleece. Okay, and so I put this in, and then okay, it didn't exhaust, and I put it in, and I washed, came out, and it's this. All the blue for the blue green, right? Blue yellow, right? All the blue almost went into this skein. Blue is notorious for hitting first and hitting hard and getting taken up first. Okay, but when you buy a green dye, that green dye powder is made with blue and yellow, and it should be mixed well together, but it will sometimes split out like that, right? Where I got a blue green. I mean, I got a green, but I got a lot of blue, as is testimony of what was left, which is a lot of the yellow. I couldn't believe it when it came out like that. I was like, wow. But the yarns spun up very similar. The Shetland is wonderful to spin. Um, it's 14 wraps per inch. I have 92 yards here and 82 yards here, and they are. It's a gosh. This to me is kind of like the best hand spun yarn. Really, the best hand spun yarn is Shetland yarn. I love Shetland. So I don't know if I want to do silk Shetland or not. Those greens together aren't too bad. They're not too bad. Probably need a fourth more balancing color like a neutral tone, a tan or a gray or something to put them together. And then these are little itty bitty bits. All right. This is cashmere, 100% cashmere, 56 yards. Did I put a wraps per inch on here? Nope. Huh. Oh, second skein. Where's the first skein? I don't know. Is this it? Nope. Yeah. Okay. Two different cashmeres. All right. Two different cashmeres. I shouldn't have put second skein on there, but this is pretty nice. It needs a bath too. It's a little active twist yet. There. It's so soft. And then I had two fibers that came from a collection of super special fibers. I had already spun the other fibers that were in there, which were Angora and something else. But this was the cashmere. It was a really small sample, and I got 33 yards. Spun up a little thicker, and is actually, I don't know. It was because, okay, the difference in the cashmere and how it's spun here. See, this is a little thicker. This came to me in top. It was commercially processed top, and I actually have more of this. I could spin some more of this, which is what I really plan to do, but I just spun, and I did this on the Nano too. I just spun that little bit during stream. This was just fluff, and I had to do something, so I did a hand-carded bat or two. I think I made 4 bats and put 2 bats on each and plied it. So you can tell it's thicker, it's a little fluffier. I actually spun it a little bit smoother. It's not as overspun. So that was another cashmere. This is also cashmere, which is really, really interesting. This can't be cashmere. It is. Okay. You know, I'm wondering if I goofed. I have to look that up. I've got that card. But I know this is mink. Okay. So I know this is mink. I gotta double check on these cashmeres. There was not 2 cashmeres in that thing. There was, I wrote cashmere and I think I meant camel. It's camel. Okay. I'm glad I caught that. This is camel. Undercoat. That's why it's that color. Yeah, I'm real glad I caught that. Okay. These were all done on the Nano. And then this one is, I had combed. I had saved Shetland locks from when I was doing all this work with the Shetland fleece. It wasn't a very big fleece. It was a pretty small fleece. And I also think that there is probably other yarn that I've spun in the past. This was, I had set the locks aside. I had set the dyed fiber aside, after I had pulled them out and processed. I'd spun the rest somehow. I'd probably drum carding it. But these were locks, and that was a lot of fun to spin because I love spinning locks. And it made a really nice, again, Shetland is it just always spins up really nice. And this is a walnut dyed Corriedale, which is probably a swatch skein for the big sweater spin that has Corriedale, big skeins for the Corriedale. That's a swatch skein. All right. And yes, I did all of this during the 3 weeks. All right, we have bigger skeins. We're now into my regular size skeins that I spin on the Roberta. Isn't that a pretty pink? Let's get the dull white out of the way here first. This is Rambo. And this was a Rambouillet that I sent to Woolly Knob to be processed. And there is, if you see it in real life, it's somewhat off-white. It is true fisherman knit color. But I only had this and this skein left. I believe I have spun everything else up. It's 14 wraps per inch. I have 2 skeins, 168 yards and 110 yards. So this is a really nicer spun Rambo than what I was just now spinning that I dyed because it was processed by a private mill, but still big commercial mill. And they were able to make a much better roving for me. And I spun it up. Doesn't have all the neps in it that I got from my own drum carded fiber and all that. This is a nice Rambouillet. This one is not as soft as the brown though. It's close. It's pretty close, but all right. This one, my absolute favorite. That is as black as black can be, and that is not dyed. That is a natural colored black Shetland. And the Shetland sheep, the fleece that I bought this just last year, early spring, I think. The fleece that I bought had black like this and white. And then there was areas that were gray and white so what I did was I picked out all the black, right? And I call this my yin yang fleece, but I picked out all of the black and I got an amazing skein. I really love this. It's going to be not easy to knit with. Black never is. There's 100 let's see here, 140 yards. But I also will have the same fleece for the white, which is still in it's washed, but nothing's been done with it stage. And the colors that blend in between, the grays and whites and that sort of thing, which I have sitting by the drum carder waiting to be drum carded and spun next. So I will put all of those together, probably in a shawl, for um, because it all came from one sheep, and it's so different. It's a yin yang sheep. Yin yang sheep. This is Corriedale, and I dyed it. Okay, got this pink. There is 132 yards. I love that color too. Actually, that pink and black looks so good together. But I'll decide on that. When the more I like a skein of yarn, the least likely I am to do something with it, right? I hold on to it. Just, I'm so proud of when it is made. All right, we're down to the big skeins now. So there are 3 breeds, 3 different sheep breeds. I just finished the Rambouillet today. And I'm going to start jotting notes on this. Oops, that was my naughty, being naughty. Give me a blank piece of paper here. Oh, how about that? I just found that fiber I said I couldn't find. I found it. I also had a leftover. Was on a bobbin. I don't even count this, but it's a Rambo that was on a bobbin when I was clearing off all the bobbins, right, to start with. That was not going to be part of the count. So this is Bullwinkle. And I have 2 large skeins. Hang on a minute here. This is a 4th color. I have 4 colors. And 3 breeds. So in the Rambo, I can't wait to wash all this stuff. I have a swatch skein and 2 large skeins. So this is a sweater spin. And the swatch is, I think, 20 yards. Yeah, 20 yards. This one is 148 yards. This one's 166. This is what the fiber looked like after I dyed it with walnuts and drum carded it. Okay, let's weigh these. I could use my bigger scale. I'm in ounces. I don't know if I can change. or not while it's in there. These are 2-yard skeins, so they are whomping big. .1 ounce. What did I do with my pen? Oh, for Pete's sakes. Where'd it go? Anybody see a pen laying around here? Good grief. I don't even see it on the floor. Okay. Well, just get another one. Your screens are too small to see it. That was a rhetorical question. All right. This is the 166 and it's 5.1 ounces and my scale just went off. It's not going to work. I contain it. Here we go. 5.4 ounces. Less yardage, weighs more. Thicker yarn. Tisk tisk. Probably a reps per inch. Oh, there's my pen. And the swatch skein weighs 0.7. And let me see if I could switch to... Nope. That was a mistake. I can never remember which button to push here. Yeah, it's this one. $168 grams. I'm gonna have to figure out meters too for stash dash on all of this. I'm gonna be working on this all day tomorrow, probably. 159. That Shetland, by the way, is going to go in the state fair, as well as that pink Corriedale. The Shetland is natural color, and the Corriedale, of course, is dyed. 22. Okay, so this is the Rambouillet. I really need a box for this. And then I have a single skein of Rambouillet that had 5 bats that were totally different color. I mean, they were darker. They were just distinctly different. That's why I was writing light colored walnut dyed, dark colored walnut dyed. Okay. And I have this one skein. It's 124 yards. And then dark color. I don't have to... Oh, I'm sorry, I read that wrong. 124 yards. Or I think I said that right. 124 yards. They're all real close in wraps per inch, within one of each other. They're either 10 or 11. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be okay to put it together. That's 130 grams. Or 4.6 ounces. So that's the second color, and it's the first breed, Rambouillet. Now this is the second breed.
The world is full of financial noise. Trade online with expert research, ratings, and
All
powerful
right,
screeners to help you find
we're
the
getting
right
ads. They stick an ad right at the end there too. Good going. Okay. This one is Shetland. Shetland. It is even a perfect color. I mean, it took, if you put, I'll try and put some of these together. But this sheep's name was John. So this is Shetland John. And I have other, this was just some that I dyed. I have white of where I lock spun and everything, and that's what it looks like. So that's not too, in fact, that might be the lock spun. I think that's the lock spun that I showed you. I was spinning those kind of locks. It's soft. He has a big bag because there were different kinds of fiber all across the fleece. There were some corkscrew. There was super long, almost like long wool locks. There's all sorts of locks on this particular. So this is Shetland John. One skein. $214 yards. $6.5 ounces. $185 grams. Oh, good. It went back to zero. For a minute there, I thought it wasn't going to go back. It wasn't zeroed. And the third breed has the most skeins, and it's the furthest away. So, this is a Corriedale. Had 6 bats. Very dark brown. This is walnut dyed, but it came out really dark brown. So I have a dark brown, a regular nut brown, a reddish brown, and a gray brown. All from walnut dyeing. These are kind of messy. Gotta fix them up, pretty them up a little bit. This is the coarsest. Kind of goes from the Corriedale to the Shetland to the Rambo as far as But it's still, I have no trouble with it. It's still soft to the skin. It's not rough. It's just not as soft as the others. Also have, this one is a really, really got a lot of twist in it. It'll have to relax. Cordale is not quite as easy to spin. And this was the first skein I spun. I have skein 1 marked on here. That means I was probably getting used to it. There's 70 yards there. We're almost done. We have these 4 skeins to do. That'll be done. Don't know what exactly I'm going to know by then. All right, grams, 77 grams. 2.7 ounces. Oh. Skein 1. My mouse pad is in the way here. I mark this. I don't know if I marked them 1, 2, 3, 4 or not. No. But I'm gonna. This one's marked skein 2. All right. 84 yards. By the way, the Shetland, that black Shetland and the Cordale that looks so good, they both were spun on my Ashford Traditional with the woolly winder, which is also another reason I was able to spin thinner and it looks better. All right, this is 3 ounces. Skein 2. Forgot to check the yards. 84 yards. Skein 3. I don't know whether I want to stay on while I do all the rest of these yarns or not. I might bore you guys to death. 2.6 ounces. Besides, I think I need to get up and walk. I need a break. 84 yards. 84? I have 2 skeins of 84? Did. I have 2 skeins of 84 yards. Ah, how did I do that? Each of these were 3 bats per bobbin. And then last one, we write skein 4 on here. That way, if they get separated in my storage system, if they shouldn't, but who knows, I know to look for more. Although I had one tag on when I was going through my handspun a couple months ago. I had One tag said skein 2, and I never found skein 1. I must have knit it into something. Don't remember. All right. 3.1 ounces. Oh, I didn't write the grams down on 2, 3, and 4. I just measured it but didn't write it down. 87.8 on 4. Well, that's an 88. I'm rounding. $74. Huh, this weighs 10 grams, 11 grams more. 80. Let me get it where I can read it. 85. Same number of yards, but 11 grams more. A little thicker yarn. Okay. So what does this tell us? Well, first of all, I'm going to get a picture of the 4 colors. Makes this look like I don't have much of this brown, but I have most of that, most of a lot of the brown. Oh man, I love that. Let me just pause and reflect there a minute. Don't you just see that on your yarn store shelf? Grabby hands, right? I don't sell my handspun. I should. It's so much work. I can't part with it, and I don't trust anybody other than another spinner to really understand what handspun yarn is. Right? A story. I made a sweater as a gift to a minister, and he was a I'm going to say bachelor because he wasn't married, but he had a teenage daughter, and the teenage daughter was living with him, and she threw the wool sweater in the washer and dryer with the rest of the laundry. And it came out doll size. I mean, it shrank. It really did. That's what I mean. I don't trust anybody but other spinners with handspun. It was not. It was not handspun yarn. I had bought commercial wool, but it was 100% wool. Never even thought. I was a little stupid, right? I never even thought about, hey, put a label on it so they know. I've learned so much in my okay, I've been spinning 50, 45 years. I've learned so much in that time, right? Yes, squish. I am so happy with this. Gonna get a beauty shot here, even though it's not washed up. If nothing else, I'm gonna send it to my daughter. Well, that's true. Read the manual, right? Ooh, they look totally different in the camera. How interesting. They look brown, tan, gray, and lighter gray. Okay. cool. I guess I'm going to have to figure out a way. I'm going to have to use the dining room table to put all of the sweater spin into a picture so I can post that on Team Twitch. JK, you're torn. The kid is asleep. I can work on craft room. I can sit and knit. I can take a bath, or I can go take a nap. Too many choices. Oh, knit in the bathtub. Oh, JK, it will get better. I know, I know, I know, I know. I'm sure your little girl is just a real sweetie. Oh my gosh, she's probably so precious. I cannot believe. My baby is in her 40s. I'm not going to out her and tell what it is, but oh my gosh. All right. You're going to go outside and take a picture. Okay, that's good. I'm going to sit here and think a minute. JK, what do I need in Discord? I guess I better bring Discord up. As far as the sweater spin figures. Let's see. Oh no, yeah, there's Team Twitch, sweater spin. Okay. I gotta see if the... Oh. It's not right. This is what I want. Oh, okay. Ooh, Crafty Mom, look at her pretty brown yarn. Shetland, isn't that gorgeous? She got 691 yards. Make a post showing your yarn and tagging me. This will help track. Okay. KB, her beautiful 1,200 yards. And then 954 yards. Boy, she's been spinning every day. Oh, and Crafty Mom washed hers. 6 wraps per inch. What did she think it was before? Oh, it was 6 before. Boy, it doesn't look that bulky. Okay. I need first post here. I'm sorry, I am totally like looking at large page of Discord. I'm not, I know you can see me, but you can't. Oh, I just got bug bombed by a little gnat or something. All right. Where's the rules? There we are. 17.5 ounces. Rules. 500 grams. Must be plied finished yarn or 1K meters. Okay, so it's either or. 1,000 meters. I don't have that. 2 pounds. I don't have that. 925 grams single. Oh, single. Oh, I see. It's 2-ply or... Okay. I don't think I have enough. It's really close. Oh, well, yeah, I do. Oh, yeah, I do. 500 grams. I don't know about you. You aren't... Okay, so there's no yards. I don't have to do yards. I can do ounces, grams, and I have it. Easily, I think. There's 10. Okay. I'll go back. I'll get off this. I have it easily. It's weight, length, or if you do a single, a different requirement. Right. Oh, it's weight and then what's the length? The weight I saw the 17.5 ounce or 500 grams. Let me go back to Discord. Um, oh, we had all July to do this. I didn't. I did this during Tour de Fleece. Pre-photo and post-photo required with weight shown of the fiber. Okay, I don't see a yardage, or I see a 1K meters under the singles. Length is singles. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Weight, you just have weight for the plied and length for the single, which kind of makes sense. I don't know how they're going to measure a single anyway, but okay. Plied finished yarn. Oh, okay. They could just weigh their single and have 32 ounces. Yeah, it has more requirement because we spun two singles, right, to make applied yarn. Yeah, so weight is important. Okay, then I've got it. I've got it. I just have to get a good picture of. I have pictures. Oh man, what do you say pre and post photo? I have posted it in Discord all along, but I never. Since I have 4 different breeds, I guess I can give you 4 different photos. I'll put them in a little one-shot 4-box thing of the fibers because I have that. And then a group photo of all the skeins of yarn with the weight. Okay. Well, that's going to happen later. And I got to get it in today, so I best get off the stream and take care of that because that is the most important to me tonight. The rest that I did, I can measure up next week and post for Stash Dash anytime through the end of August. So, yeah. I did a pre-photo? Okay, so you don't need them together. You're saying the fact I've been posting all along in Discord is fine. Yeah, right. Okay. If you need something else, you can tell me. That'll be fine. I'm trying to make it as easy as possible. And I am so glad you stayed and chatted today. Everybody, I have had so many viewers today. I'm so glad everybody came by. Let me go to my full face here. Yeah. Okay. I'm excited. I'm excited. Because I'm done, right? I'm not that I'm done, but that it was a good experience all the way around, except for my breaking. Now I got to find a way to get a spinning wheel fixed. But I didn't go to the goal one, right? I knew I had pulled and processed a whole bunch of fibers. And if I had put any of the goal in there, I wouldn't have met it all, right? I just didn't want to even commit to that. And so there are things that I still have processed that I will spin, but I wasn't going for that. I was going to spin every day, which I did. That worked out fine. and I um, got this amazing amount of yardage for the sweater. Let me go real quick to. I'm in no hurry. I need to be, but I can't hurry. Let me go back to Ravelry and see if I can find my one that I uh, favorited for the. I think I'm going to do. I thought about the February lady. Okay. Thought about that. All right. So I have tagged a whole bunch as sweater spin. And I do have to look um, at the wraps per inch and the gauge. This one is the best candidate though. It's called Easy Cardigan. And I don't know, maybe I can post a couple more in Discord, but I am going to have to swatch and figure out which one. I am looking for something to wear around the house. Like I said, a housewife sweater, so I can be warm during the winter. Mass Bandit, thank you for putting up with all the knitting chat and spinning. I know you come by just to see me spin, so I always appreciate that. I really do. And everybody else that came by, thank you. It's been a great stream. I've enjoyed it. You all stay cool, stay hydrated, take care of yourselves, and then most of all, happy spinning. Bye.